Alright, welcome back to the Iron Man Challenge, Episode 3. Hope you enjoy. Another thing is, hopefully, because of no armor, or not no armor, but no heirlooms and things of that nature, I won't be getting too much experience. I'm going to try to stay out of inn so I don't get this times 200% normal experience, but we'll go ahead and do it for right now. The Archdruid approached the dragons for their blessing that the dragons had placed on Nodrasil in ancient times. But Nozdormu, Lord of Time, refused to give his blessing, chiding the druid for his arrogance. In agreement, Alexstrasza also refused Staghelm, and without her blessing, Teldrassil's growth has been flawed and unpredictable. Staghelm retreated to his enclave in Darnassus, ever seeking a new direction by which to bless Teldrassil and restore the immortality of our people. It's kind of a cool story. And that's another thing, thinking about it. I am actually going to read a lot of the stories that are interesting to you guys, even though you probably don't want to hear it, because lore-wise, they're quite interesting. You know, I feel like gameplay-wise, beginning, area stuff is really boring, but as far as lore-wise is concerned, some of the starting areas are actually pretty packed. And you can really learn to appreciate it once you realize what's going on. Hello. Wait, is that my... I'm pretty sure that book just appeared in front of me, and maybe I'm wrong. I'll have to go back and look at it. Let's see. The Narpine tribe's corruption has returned. They ambushed me as left for the benefit. If they ambushed you, why are you at full HP? Oh. Let's see, what level do I get? Level 7? Oh, that must be like... Why is it so empty, though? Jesus. There's no mobs anywhere. And this is where poor, honest noob became a retard. Oh, what the f... No, I swear, I made this my Hearthstone place. What? No. I know I made that Innkeeper Hearthstone place. I remember telling myself to do that. I don't know. I'll have to look back at that one too. I must have just spaced. Wow. The thing I always forget is to put my Hearthstone here, so I'll make sure to do that this time. Which, speaking of... Yeah, I know that.
Good luck, friend. The stars guide you. I'm honored. Hello, my lord. Greetings.
Well, that was another pointless Hearthstone. Ugh. I was so close to level 7-2 in blinks. Let's see, if someone wanted to go more hardcore, what you could do is Iron Man Challenge without any talents and any gear. Ever. Period. Just no upgrades ever. But if that was the case, I think I'd permit allowing people to team up, because that seems a little difficult. Like, really difficult. Especially later in the game. I mean, think of doing Hellfire Peninsula. No, that's your armor. I have 2, 5, 8 armor. So, 8 armor. I mean, let's take a look at that. Armor, general attack, enhancement spell, defense, armor. I reduce damage by 3%. So, yeah, no, that'd be really difficult.
Elune be
I am
with
glad
you.
you are willing to atone for your mistake. It speaks a great deal about your character. I have another task for you, because you're now my slave. I have gathered some ironroot seeds. They are somewhat like falcons, but quite a bit more potent. Let's see here. Use the iron seeds to kill 12 falcons. Oh,
May the stars guide you.
I am honored.
the emerald. It is missing. My dream catcher has been damaged. There is a band of blah blah blah.
Good luck, friend. Go in peace.
More satires. You know, something I've always wondered, a lot of the starting areas, they have like a little area with like a bunch of imps and things, and they're like, we're being onslaughted, we must fight, blah, blah, blah. You know, and take the fight to them and things like that, but it's like,
Ishno del Diab.
let's see, by the stars, this is quite disturbing indeed. Yep.
Goodbye.
I am honored.
Kill 20 in our pool.
Be
Okay.
careful.
Damn, are they just they are everywhere, huh? But anyways, what I wish they do is have in these first towns.
Farewell.
Oh, that's weird. I thought it continued. Having these first towns like a little onslaught, just have like relkins and things of that nature, or like these little imp guys running around and like attacking, you know, the outskirts and just standing in the area and stuff. Like if you did that, I think it would give a lot of new players the idea that they're actually being attacked, and I find it would make it a little more interesting. So I wish they do that, but alas, I'm not sure if Blizzard will ever put a lot of time into old content again. Ah, and for titles, I don't have a lot, but I could do Assistant Professor Jenkins of the Alliance, the Bloodthirsty, the Horde Breaker, or the Patient. I normally like to go the Patient because of Teresa the Faint Smile from Claymore, but you know, it's not quite the exact same, but it's the same concept as, you know, a name that's opposite of their name, or a title that's opposite of their name. Anyways, so you guys can pick, I suppose, if there is anyone that'll find of interest to these videos, which title I should wear, or none at all. I'm going to say, let's see, Honest Noob of the Alliance. That makes sense. I'm an Honest Noob of the Alliance. Let's see, achievements-wise. Is this? Oh, crap. Oh well. I was looking for a sure number stating how many honorable kills I had, but it doesn't look like it, Damn. It doesn't look like it actually states it. Across all your characters, it only goes up to 250,000. Way back when I had actually calculated, I think it was in Wrath of the Lich King, maybe the beginning of Cataclysm, that I had over 1 million honorable kills. That's how much or let me rephrase that. My brother and I combined had over 1 million honorable kills on all of our tombs. A lot of them don't exist anymore. Originally, the main PvPer that we had was Likeness. It was a warlock, super good. My brother was like damn good, and I learned a lot about PvP from him. He doesn't play anymore, but he used to. From there, we had Hulk, which was a warrior, very powerful.
Recharging.
Oh, damn it! I have to kill these guys too. And then from there we had Opal, a twink, who, by the way, that is another thing. I wish that Blizzard would return twinks, make them relevant again. Like, I know that they're all pissy, that people can't enjoy, you know, or beginning content, but here's the thing. Here's the thing that Blizzard doesn't understand, or at least refuses to understand. You say that you want your beginning content to be easy for, you know, casuals and new players and stuff. I understand that. But the fact is this. You make beginning content so quick that it doesn't really even matter what you do then, because all the new players will be gone and out of the new content before then. So why take away the enjoyment of your veterans who are actually going to enjoy beginning content, or not enjoy beginning content, but, you know, use beginning content, when new people that you're taking twinks away from, or excuse me, that new people that you're protecting from the twinks aren't even going to be, you know, in BGs in the brackets to begin with. Like, their focus is going to be leveling, so why take away the one fun that, you know, veterans have, essentially, because you want to protect the noobs who don't even appreciate it because they're just trying to level and they're going to be out of it anyways? Like, you don't care about beginning content, so why take away what you did have the beginning content that veterans still enjoyed, which was twinking? That's my argument on it, is that, you know, you have a good cause to help the noobs, but in reality you're not, because to begin with you're not even investing time in their starting area stuff, in the leveling experience. So why take away from the veterans when you aren't even, you know, in return giving to the noobs? That's my understanding of it anyways. So now you guys have heard my rant about twinks. And the reason I rant about that is because we had a rogue twink called Opal, who I originally twinked at level 50, if I'm not mistaken, for, yeah, why not? For, Alterac Valley, which, by the way, was epic. Oh my god, he one-shotted it. I can just pretend to be a noob, I guess. Is that our rogue was level 50 at one point in time, and then it was level 60, and we kept it at level 60. And I will tell you now, oh my god, she was so strong. I kid you not, we could kill level 80s in Wrath of the Lich King on our level 60 rogue. That's how powerful she was. We couldn't kill all of them, we couldn't kill the good ones, but we could defeat decently good level 80s. Not all epics, but a decent few. I think my brother once defeated a level 80 with all epics. I'm not sure how good the guy was, but I do remember seeing the tail end of that fight, and people hated it. The mere fact that a guy 20 levels below you could beat you was insane. You know, we also had another twink that was actually Loth's, well, not Loth's anymore, Valkyr, but my Death Knight, who was level 89 with, like, what was it, I want to say 6 or 700k HP, which was a super lot, you know, for a level 89 twink. And my brother did one at level 80 that was really strong, that had 500k HP, so it was pretty cool.
I am listening. Del Nadris.
Yeah, but anyway, so, I don't know, I feel like twinks should still exist in this game. I think it gave veterans a lot of something to do, and yeah, it kind of pissed off a bunch of the newbies, but again, you know, you're not really investing a lot of time in the noobs anyways, so why take away from your veterans? You know, that was my thing. Like, I know you guys are trying to, you know, but, you know, branch out and get more people to play the game, but again, people aren't playing the game for the beginning game content, they're playing it to level, and they can enjoy the beginning game content, I understand, but, you know, why, let's just put it this way, why make it so that just on the PvP aspect front, your 500,000 additional players that subscribe to play the game don't get mad because they don't get one-shotted when they eventually do play a BG, if they even do decide to play a BG? Why do that over allowing your veterans to invest their time, which, by the way, there's another thing, invest their time into the game to make a character that is super powerful. Like, that was, I don't think you guys understand that. That was a thing. That would have kept people in. Like, when WD failed, that would have kept people in alone, being able to twink. People would have been like, well, you know, WD sucks, I don't really want to play right now, but I do have my twink to play on that I can beat noobs at. Simple as that. You know, and you would have maintained a lot of your player base just from that alone. Ugh. Yeah, so that's my idea on it, is that Blizzard made a big mistake. They had the right intention, but just didn't see the value in allowing their veterans to enjoy themselves. And yeah, it cost them a lot. Wait, that's Lord Melanus. What the hell?
Die!
That's still recharging.
Poor guy. Defeated so easily even. Oh no. Aha.
I can't cast that yet.
So that's my take on twinking anyways, is that it was for a good cause, and it would have kept people in the game more, because they would have had something to do. Other than that, well, I don't know if there's much else to say about WD. So we could talk about talent, but I'm going to take a second and relax my voice. So, here's the big question. Do I like what they did with talents? I played when they had all the different formats that they worked on, high, low, ends, deep, whatever. I know all about the bugs and everything. They're not the bugs, excuse me, but the imbalances and blah, blah, blah.
Peace be with you.
I'd say that I prefer the talents as they are right now, with some exceptions. There is one thing that I do miss from the original talents, and that was diversity. Not necessarily that it was diverse, but because it felt diverse. And there were times that you could be diverse. When you had like 100 talents to spend, there were things called dual specs, or dual talents essentially, or not dual talents. I don't know what they were called. But one that people know about is the Fire Frost Mage, or the Frostfire Mage, however you want to put it. Was a very powerful split spec, talent spec, where you went partially into fire and partially into frost, and you did a ton of damage and had a pretty good amount of survival, and it was actually really good for a time before they nerfed it. But it was sort of like, and I understand their argument, like, what we would normally say is, well, you guys are destroying innovation, and they're like, yeah, but it's not supposed to be innovative in the way that you break the game. You know, so your innovation isn't supposed to be built out from broken specs. They're supposed to be built out from applying and using the specs that you have to the best of their ability. I understand that logic, but, you know, that was one thing I did miss, was that apparent innovation, where you had the choice to, you know, do as you please, and you could actually sometimes find some very interesting specs, like the split spec of Fire Frost.
Farewell.
To go down to this place. Oh well, whatever. But I do like how now the specs are important. Like, the talents are actually important. They aren't, you know, increase your damage by 5% versus increase your crit by 5%, you know. It's nothing boring like that. And here's another thing as well. I do think, even though it's cancer for them to try to fix it, I do think that Blizzard should keep reforging for your secondary stats. Like, I think that put a lot of depth into the game because, for example, I didn't have a lot of gear on my Holy Paladin during Mist of Pandaria, but I was always on the top, sometimes by 2 to 3 times the healing of everyone else in all BGs. Granted, these weren't, excuse me, these weren't, what's the term I'm looking for? Shit. It's been so long, I've forgotten terminology for this game. These weren't rated battlegrounds, but still, being 2 to 3 times with less gear than the people you were fighting, and you knew that because of their health, was unreal. And the reason I could do that was because I built a spec based on crit. A lot of people say for Holy Paladins, no, you shouldn't go crit, you should go blah, haste, anything else but crit. But actually, the way you need to go Holy is crit. The reason being is because Holy Shock gave you a 1.5 second cast Divine Light. And oh my god, I'd crit all the time. Just all the time. I have a video actually showing me healing in like one of the battles where I'm healing 5 plus myself against a ton of people, and I'm doing it by myself, and we win because of my healing. Like, you know, and there's another time where there's a person who's carrying the flag. He has 3 rows of dots on him, and I am able to keep him alive through that burst. Like, that's insane. But it was because of the innovation of my spec and being able to reforge my secondary stats. So I think reforging does have a place to play. I understand, well, it's like, the Alpine Shaman that inhabit this place have discovered a way to separate a sleeping druid spirit from the physical body. Blah, blah, blah. You must help me. The shamans have enslaved me. And I understand the difficulty of trying to balance that, but I think it was healthy for the game as a whole. Maybe not for the PvP or PvE aspect, but as far as the complexity for PvPers, I liked it a lot. And you could correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm blind and I just like owning people. So anyways, back to the talents. I like that they make a difference. I do wish that there were more. I do think Blizzard could do a little better on the number of talents, and I've heard a lot of ideas. Simple as this, make it 5 to 10 levels. Either or. You know, that would add, let's see, if you did 10 levels, that would be...
Have a target.
Let's see here, 10 levels. So that would be 10 talents? I mean, 10 talents, that's not very many talents, so... No, I think it would only be fair to do that. So I'd say every 10 level instead of every 15 levels you get a talent. So you actually have 11. Or you could do what everyone really wants, which is every 5 levels you get a talent. That one might be a little too much for them to balance if they want to keep and maintain the essentially useful talents that aren't just cookie cutter boring things. But anyways. So they could fix that as well. Make it 10. I think 10 would be just fine every 10 levels. Because what they could do is they could do 1 for survival, 1 for resource. Excuse me. Anyways, 1 for survival, like your health, 1 for resource, 1 for... I guess class innovation, and then 1 or the rest for your actual abilities. You know what? I take that back. I think they should do the way they could do it is this: have 1 for your survival, 1 for your resource, 1 for oh crap! I just forgot. Let's see here. What was the other one for? Health, survival, resource. Oh, a couple for abilities themselves. Like, I'd say talents adding 5 abilities are just fine, like actual moves you use on the bar that'll make a difference. So I'd say 5 talents that you actually use. So that would be 5, 6, 7, and then you'd have the rest, 3 as of right now, 4 once Legion comes out. be unique ones where they don't pertain. Like if they do happen to be one of the other three categories, that's fine. But that's essentially the way they'd fall under: is one for health or survival, one for resource, one for or 5 for abilities, and the rest for just uniqueness, whatever they can figure out.
That's still recharging.
So I think giving people the option of having different clickable abilities is good, and I think 5 additional ones would be fine. Because as of right now, I feel like the bars are about this and that, like this and this full, and probably only this and like 3 of these full. So like to there. So if you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it would fill people's bars and about halfway there, which would be just fine with things they actually need. And then they could fill up, you know, on the side or whatever where they need to.
I can't cast that yet.
Yeah, I knew I could get away. Oh,
that spell isn't ready.
I noticed I've been taking a lot of damage recently. It's gonna get scary soon. Although, that is one thing. Another thing as well. Frickin' reduce the regen. Like, make noobs eat a little. I mean, you could make the food give way more health, and that's fine. Which is another thing that needs to be fixed. Bandages and health and mana pots need to restore more. But they do. No, I've been cursed. How do I get the voodoo? Bring the voodoo charm. Here, probably. I have to find Shannon's. Too many people. Jesus. That's not good. Oh my God! How many people? Ah, this is miserable. Why are you running so fast? This isn't fair. Where's the Shannon's?
That's still recharging.
I have to go outside. Wow, I have not had to go. Haha!
Spell isn't ready yet.
Bastards. This is my Shannon.
Ishnu Allah, Del
That's one
Nadris.
voodoo shaman. Now I can just kill the rest.
That's still recharging.
One more. But anyways, if they did that many talents, I think it would be balanced and be fair. No, I do not want to kill you. Let's see. In exchange, thank you, honest new. I can sense the vile aura emanating from it. This is a very powerful enchantment. After examining this charm, honest new, I see what must be done. Please take it and do as I ask. You are to approach the door to the nearby chamber, and so you will find my skulless body. Kill the old spirit of myself. Oh crap! Did I not? Ah, darn! I didn't get that, did I?
It's locked.
Oh well, we'll have to run back.
It's locked.
What the hell? Why are there 2? Oh.
I can't cast that yet.
No, don't let me die. Ah! And this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I need to go frost, so I have more freezing spots.
I need to get closer.
Oh god. That would have sucked if I just died there. It'd be the end of the Iron Man challenge that quickly. I have to start all over again. Sorry. Yeah, it's a reaction of mine from PvPing so much. If I hear the sound of someone going invis,
I
I'll
can't cast that
do an
yet.
AoE in response. It's unfortunate, but yes, it's trained in me now. At some point in time, after fighting so many people that you've killed over 1 million and lost count and no longer know, like that million mark was made before Cataclysm. So I'm pretty sure before Cataclysm. So I mean, it's been Cataclysm, WD, and like I didn't PvP as much. I'd say right now the count's probably around 1,150,000, somewhere around there. is how many, you know, honorable kills. And that's a shit ton. Like, I really wish Blizzard had implemented 1,000,000 honorable kills. And something special for it. Like, that just would have been fantastic. But I don't know if they'd ever be able to actually pull that up, because they'd have to pull up the files of a deleted character called Likeness that played in vanilla, you know, so... And we played a lot of PvP and killed a lot of people. You gotta remember, like, back in vanilla, that's when people played in Alterac Valleys for 5 hours straight, and we knew a lot of tricks. Like, what we do is we'd hide in trees. Like, there was the little middle place where no one cares about anymore, where the graveyard is. We would hide in the trees there and just kill hundreds of people before we were ever noticed, because people weren't that good back in the day. Also because the positioning would allow you to shoot your shadow bolts without them being seen, so people wouldn't know where they were coming from. So, like, we had so many kills, and the kills counted for your your little shredders that you could get in that BG as well in Alterac Valley. You had a quest, we got the elite shredder thing, and you could just annihilate an entire team. Like, you could get in your shredder, go out, pardon me, and stop people from doing the boss, because they wouldn't be able to beat the boss and the shredder at the same time. Hardly anyone had them. But when you saw one, you were like, oh god, we're dead. We're doomed. But anyways, yeah, so we had countless kills from there as well that probably aren't even
How
on the
may I
list.
help?
The Emerald Dream Crystal that was stolen to trap these druids. Now the time has come to save the druids of the Talon. If we fail now, honest noob, they will be forever lost in sleep. I shall separate the relics of awakening and perform the ritual for my work to take effect. The cursed beast responsible for this horrible situation must be slain. Alright. So that's cool. So the story essentially is you have two things going on. You have, you're trying to figure out the history of Teldrassil, which is good because they're giving you a little bit of lore. Then you're trying to free some people from the Emerald Dream. That's good too, because especially since they're going to have the Emerald Dream in the next expansion, it's good that noobs know what are going on, or what is going on, and know the power of it. If they bother listening to the text of the quests. Oh, and that was something else as well. I noticed that from Legion Alpha, there's a lot more speech in text, like in the Warcraft game. The Warcraft 3 game, where the text will pop up and the people speak in a little window there. Sort of like what they have in Guild Wars 2, which was not a ripoff, by the way, since Warcraft 3 had it. Anyways, that would be really cool if they applied that to all of the quests in World of Warcraft. Now, I know they wouldn't do that because of the sheer number of them. Like, oh my god, it would just be ridiculous. But what they could do for, like, these or just for the main quests or whatever, just do it for the main quests of each zone. Like, each zone signify the main quest or few main quests, and just do it for those. And then let the rest be ones they have to read. That would, I think, give a lot for new players. So that's two ideas. Give them little events, and give them, you know, red text for main storylines. You know, storylines that they need to know. Like, for example, this Emerald Dream one. They don't know anything about Emerald Dream, they might not even pay attention. But if you tell them about it, they'll be like, oh, that makes sense. And then when they eventually do get to Legion, they'll be like, oh, I knew about this, oh my god. And they'll be interested in it. Now, this place always makes me really laggy. I'm not sure why. So again, I apologize. Graphics is shit. Yeah, like I said, my computer is like 3, 4, probably like 5 years old now, and it's on its last leg.
Recharging.
Not to mention I'm still recording this, so it's pretty bad. I'm hoping to get a $2,000 computer. I think I might have to settle with a $1,500 one. You know, it'll be able to play WoW just fine, but you know, finances are pretty terrible right now. I don't know if I'll be able to make it for Legion.
I'm out of range.
Sothenballer! Die! One thing I am kind of surprised though is that I'm critting when I have no crit. Oh no, I do. I have 6%. Okay.
I can't cast that yet.
Damn it, I still didn't do my house stone. Oh, another thing I did notice was that the clicking is pretty bad. Like, it's really annoying. I do apologize about that, but I can't really fix that, so you'll have to excuse me. I'll try to not click as much. Because I'm very obnoxious. I am well aware that I'm very obnoxious about how loud I click things. But, you know.
That's still
Years and
recharging.
years. Well, let's put it into perspective. After 10 years, over 10 years of PvPing and being a clicker, you know, I don't use a lot of macros. I use macros for cooldowns, but I click the rest. Anything up here, like I guess I could go over this. So what I like to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because my fingers can reach. I did take typing classes in college, so I am used to using shift. So I do shift F1, 2, 3, 4, and then do middle mouse key for
the
F,
goddess.
and then shift
For the
F.
great mother.
What the hell?
Warriors of the night, assemble!
Warriors of night, assemble.
Elune be with you.
You have 6.
Goddess watch over you.
Yeah, I know that voice was really annoying. I'm sorry.